everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Today's game features arguably the best defense in the NFL. The Cardinals are top 10 in fewest points allowed, and they'll be up against a Seahawks offense that wants to prove it can do some damage.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Valley of the Sun and University of Phoenix Stadium here in Glendale. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And no, incomplete. Boy, they took a shot there on the first play, trying to start it out with a bang. But it's second down.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely, frees up your guys elsewhere. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Over the middle, the connection to Hearns. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. They'll run it now out of the gun. They find some open field here. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That one 28 yards on the ground.
Well, when you're able to break a run against a cover 2 or a 2-deep zone, safeties are back a little ways. What you're counting on is the guys taking care of business up front and then maybe climbing to the second level, that offensive lineman or tight end getting up to the second level and able to block the safety in order to create a big run.
And making those linemen work with a couple blocks. They look good doing it there. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line.
Brandon, that was not a highlight play for the offense. But how about the previous play? A big run? They're used to trading that, especially if you're a Hall of Fame runner. Big run, maybe not so much on the next one, but the big ones add up over time.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Going up top. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. Thought he had the pick. Flag comes in for PI, so cancel it out.
Interference. Oh, a killer for them. Thought they had a nice play. Instead, they'll be marching off yardage against them.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he fights his way in, not giving up. And it's a Cardinal touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Cardinals have taken the early lead. And the Cardinals will go up 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. On first down, Bryant. He finds an opening past the 40. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Evans. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Second down now after the incompletion. Now the former Notre Damer, this is C.J. Procise. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. Only a yard of the pickup there, so it leaves him needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. Back to throw. Bryant. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. Myles Garrett in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And this will be taken at the 13. Shrugs him off. From 6 points. As it stands, it's a huge return. And this offense set up nicely with what looks to be a 1st and goal right around the 10-yard line.
Here we go now. Green 39.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take it, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled. And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got him pinned down deep. And on the first play, they gave up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's what they talk about to us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Now he's going to let it go deep left side. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. Back to the air on second down. Bryant. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there of 22.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you go lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Andrew Billings forcing his way through there to drop him for a loss of a good 10 yards. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2, but they face a 2nd and long to start things out. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now. Operating from the gun. Bryant. He'll dump it off to Procise. And brought down, but the juke, the very nice juke, gives him the first down yardage there. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. Now a play fake here on first down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 11, and this one will be brought back to the 22. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. Now it brings up 3rd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. He'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
Now on 4th down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And we'll see what he can do on the return. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle.
And that jumps the excitement level up a few notches, doesn't it? What a big-time punt return for a touchdown. Now their cohorts on the special team side, they've got to add the PAT.
That would be the equalizer. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field, and they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And that is incomplete.
They decided to take a shot and right down the middle of the field, and really, they didn't give it as much time to develop, did they? They want to take that shot somewhere around the 15-yard mark.
And the defense able to recover, bat it free.
Now let's go.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. It's caught right side, it turns. And he is knocked down from the side. And give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Here we go now. 3-19. Detroit. Over.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Looking deep downfield. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Meanwhile, on the NFL scoreboard, a game going on in Chicago. Early on, it's the Vikings in the driver's seat. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. A 2nd down carry for Procise. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. 1 yard officially on the pickup, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 11. To play in a tightly contested first half. More from the desert after this. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And great field position coming up in the red zone at the 17-yard line. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Throwing on 1st down. Bryant. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Nothing on that one. It'll be 2nd down.
So many screen passes are the result of excellent acting by everyone. But sometimes the guy who's getting the ball tips the play off. The running back, because he's eager to get the pass. And sometimes he doesn't act very well about whether he's going to block or leak out or whatever. And I think that they saw that. That's why they were able to get to him on it.
And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Just a couple there on the 2nd down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation. Play action. Bryant. And it's a fumble. And the Cardinals have got it. Going the other way. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Looking left sideline, it's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs. first down. He'll drop to throw. A swing pass caught. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. A great play there with his 13th touchdown of the year and second of the game. And the Cardinals have taken the lead. And he'll bang that one through. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation, either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. Robert Kindici in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year.
Here we go.
It's an end around. Hilton. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. So, and hello, I guess Larry's halftime show was buttoned through, and we are moving on and ready to go for the 3rd quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Around the NFL, 2nd quarter in Chicago. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. On 1st and 10, Bryant. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he finds Jimmy Graham. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. 23 yards on the play. And now a 1st down following that long gain. They'll hand it off to Procise. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. 3rd and short, it's Procise. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Brad Wing now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And out of bounds, sailed over, looked like right near the pylon. This one's going to be perfect. Directional kicking at its finest, right down at the 1-yard line. The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Yeah, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, he got what he could there, just trying to move forward and gain a little bit of yardage and create some space. You know the pressure is going to be tough defensively.
Let's go.
Back to throw now in his own end zone. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Now back to throw. Hearns brings it in. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
They go play action here on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. So it can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Pretty move. And again the footwork. They finally do get him down, but we've got penalty flags on the field as well, and they might get 15 more out of this. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. And the D-line pinching together, must be expecting the run. Back to throw now on first down. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's a pickup of 17 there, and they're going to have a 3rd down. Red zone opportunity.
Here we go now.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown of the game, number 14 on the year. And the Cardinals have broken the tie. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
On first down, Bryant. It's caught outright by Graham. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his second catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their third corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on him man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, third down. On third down, Bryant. He's got Evans. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. And that one results in 35 yards. Shift together here from the D-line. On first down, Procise. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. It's a good pickup on the ground of 7 yards, and time has run out on this third quarter. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. Elsewhere, a third quarter score. And it's the Vikings who have moved out in front in that ball game. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. To throw on second down, Bryant going for it all. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
On third down, Procise. You give them 5 yards there, and it's enough for the first.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, did.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell them to take care of the ball, and try and move forward.
All right, here we go.
Back to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's third down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
All right, here we go.
They're going to look to throw. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to fourth down.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their 3rd of the game, and I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we've got this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they've missed a golden opportunity.
He gets this away as he'll wisely, I'd say, angle this to the sideline. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done. So this is what happens when you throw interceptions. That confident veneer that you have gets chipped away a little bit. Maybe a little bit gun-shy throwing it around.
Yeah, underthrowing him there, and you're right. Those interceptions maybe in the back of his mind. Throwing again. Bryant. Over the middle to Evans. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They got to feel pretty good about that one.
Eluding the pressure right. He finds his target. It's Evans. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one goes for 24 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here, 3rd and a yard.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. On the give, this is their fullback. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? And, of course, the quarterback in this situation, he's realizing time is becoming a factor. Let's see if they can get some points on the board here late. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Caught left side by Hilton. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt, I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. From the gun on 3rd down, Bryant. And he's got the big tight end, Graham. Touchdown, Seattle. Jimmy Graham, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. That's fielded in the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Cardinals. his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals have broken the tie. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the 4th quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Robert Kimdichie in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. He'll look to throw. And his throw is incomplete. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
Back to throw. And that is incomplete. What a great sequence by this defense so far. They've given him nowhere to go with the football.
And they just have to make it stand up one more time because it appears that they've got their number. Can they not have a slip up here and allow the touchdown?
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit.
Let's go.
And to give this time to the tailback. And they'll get to him just inside the 15. Even after the strong run we just saw, they're able to corral him quickly defensively. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. That'll be their 2nd, so 1 more chance to stop the clock here. And we'll be back. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get nothing out of that one. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. And Catanzaro's kick is right through. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So barring something extraordinary, something crazy here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Brandon, this will be a great win for them. The better team's going to win this game, no question about it.
And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Clock running, and the Seahawks, they're running 2, trying to speed up to the line of scrimmage. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Bryant, now a desperation throw deep downfield. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
Looking to throw. Bryant. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Back to throw. Bryant. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that should just about put this one in the win column for the Cardinals.
Let's go!
Down to a knee. Here's the Cardinals look to let the clock roll. Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.